Hey guys, Jacob here. As you know, Warlords New York has been released, and there are a lot of new changes to the game. Today's change was actually requested by a few people who've been asking me about the brand sets and how have they changed and what are the new, basically new talents that they give you and the new bonuses. I'm going to go through each one and talk to you guys about what they do, and I'll get right into this. I'm going to use this masks section to go through each individual. As you'll see, Overlord is pretty much still the same. It's a little bit different since DTE has been removed, and it has total armor. This has now weapon handling, accuracy, and rifle damage. So if you're trying to make a rifle style build, you can still use this for a rifle, and the core attribute is still weapon damage, so you can still get some weapon damage out of this piece. Next is going to be Douglas and Harding. As you guys know, Douglas and Harding was originally a crit style brand set, but now it's more of a pistol stability and accuracy brand set. So if you guys are trying to make pistol shield builds, just wearing the one piece of this will give you pistol damage, and you can see the core attribute on this is weapon damage, and you can get the mod slot, which is red, headshot damage, and you can change the repair skill to something else to your liking. Murakami is the next one. This is now a utility style brand set, skill duration, repair skills, and skill damage. You'll see the core attribute is a skill tier, and the next attribute is going to be skill damage, a red, and an empty utility mod slot. So if you guys are a skill style, player, and you want to use skills and you don't like DPS and using your gun a lot and you like your skills, then this is pretty much one of the brand sets you're going to want to try out. Next we have Y'all, which surprisingly, Y'all was not changed really at all. It's pretty much the same. You get hazard protection, weapon damage, and pulse resistance, and they never really messed with it, so Y'all gear was pretty much left alone. Now for my favorite change, which is Providence. You have headshot damage, crit chance, and crit hit damage. All of these are great for sniper builds and DPS style shotgun, SMG, and assault rifle builds. So you could use this to your advantage if you want to make a DPS build. You can see I have a core attribute of red on here. Then I have hazard protection, crit damage, and crit chance. So you can spec into red on this piece. Now to the new brand set, which this is one of the new ones. This is the Hanu Corporation. This is a skill style brand set. You'll see you get the skill tier, you get the skill haste, skill damage, and 5% weapon damage. Which, if you want to run a skill style build with this, you could get a little bit of weapon damage out of it as well and make a hybrid build. Next is Petrov, all you LMG guys. This gives you LMG damage, weapon handling, which is really great if you guys are using unhinged, and then ammo capacity, which is 20%. So if you're using an LMG and you want to have more ammo, you'll get a 20% ammo capacity increase, and you'll see on this I have all reds. Next is Alp Summit. You get repair skills, skill duration, and skill haste, and this is a skill set as well, which this one pretty much always was a skill set, and it really hasn't changed. Only difference is they just flip the pieces up a little bit differently. Now for Gila, which is 5% total armor, which is the same, 10% health is the new one, and 1% armor regeneration. You can see the core attribute on here is 105,196 armor. I have a yellow and crit hit damage. You could always change the mod slot and one of the talents to your liking, whatever you want to use on it. Next is Fenris, which hasn't really changed that much at all, and it's actually improved, in my opinion. It has assault rifle damage as the one piece. You get reload speed instead of protection from elites, instability instead of health on kill, and this has weapon damage, armor regeneration, and repair skill. And you can always change repair skill to something like a red and have crit chance and crit damage. Next is China Light, which is explosive damage, skill haste, and status effects. So if you guys are making explosive damage status effect style build, this is going to be the brand set you're going to want to focus on. So if you guys are using explosives, say like the sticky, you could get explosive damage just by running the one piece. And if you want your skills back quicker, you could always use skill haste. And if you're using a turret for status effects, you could always just use the 10% status effect, and you do get a skill tier from this. Next is going to be my probably second favorite new brand set, or the one that's changed, or this is a new one, which is Sombra, and you get 15% crit hit damage, and you get explosive damage. So if you wanted to make an explosive style build, essentially you could combine China Light and you could combine this with Sombra to get more explosive damage, and you get 15% crit hit damage right off the bat. And you can see I have armor generation, crit damage, and weapon damage, and you can always change the utility mod slot to something like red or blue and make this into a crit style piece, which 15% crit damage is a lot for a lot of you DPS players. So if you just want to basically wear one piece of this, that's 15% crit damage right there. It's like having critical pretty much added right to your build. The next one is going to be another one, which is Siska Vabra, which is, I think I butchered that, or the Rapid Deployment Mask, as we call it, our RDM. and this has crit chance, hazard protection, and health. To me, this is kind of, a all-around. You could use this for DPS, you could use this for tanking, because you can get your crit chance and have a little bit of damage. You get hazard protection from the environment, and you get health to help you basically tank a little bit more. You can see on here I have hazard protection, empty defensive mob, which can be changed, weapon handling, and weapon damage, and you could use this as a DPS or survivability brand set. Next is Sokolov. Sokolov is probably the one a lot of people are happy about. You can see I have all reds on here, SMG damage, crit hit damage, and crit hit chance. So if you're an SMG style player, running all three of these will actually benefit you, and you can combine this with other crit brand sets to make a pretty kick-ass SMG build. Richter and Kaiser is incoming repairs instead of hazard, explosive resistance, and repair skill. So if you're trying to make a repair style build, you could, run one piece of this to have incoming repairs if you want to have a healing style build, or you can combine this with a DPS style hybrid and get some pretty average heals. Next is going to be Golem Gear. I could not find a yellow version of this. I've looked really hard to find a piece, so I decided just to keep this 40 piece. That's purple, but you do get stats effect, armor generation, and total armor. So if you're trying to make a stats effect style build, you'll get 10% just from running the 1 piece, armor generation from the 2 piece, and total armor for the 3 piece. And you can see the core attribute on here is total armor, or my bad, just armor. So if you have total armor with this from the roll and you get armor, you'll have a little bit of an armor buff. Then you have headshot damage and health, so you could always change that to something more of your liking. Next, I'm going to switch over to a few other places. This is going to be into the backpacks, which is going to be 511. 511 has health, incoming repairs, and hazard protection. So instead of protection from elites, you now get health and incoming repairs, which is still a pretty good combo. Overall, 511 is actually pretty decent, because a lot of these things you guys will be using. You're going to need health for PvP or PvE. If you want to heal yourself, you're going to need incoming repairs. And if you're wanting to strive against burn and bleed and other hazardous materials, you're going to need hazard protection. And you can see the core on here is 78,000 armor, which is the blue, and then you have repair skill and skill damage. So essentially you could combine repair skill with incoming repairs, and that's 35% extra incoming repairs you're getting just from the 2 piece and the rolls. Next is going to be Wyvern, which is skill damage, stats effect, and skill duration. This used to be a crit style brand set like DNH was, but now this is a utility style brand set, which you can get skill damage. So if you want to make a sticky bomb style build or a seeker build, just running the 1 piece of this you can combine with explosive damage, and you can make a pretty decent explosive style build. Then finally we have marksman rifle damage, which this is Araldi, which this one makes me very happy because Araldi was kind of annoying due to the fact that you had to go all the way to the very bottom and go to the 3 piece just to get the marksman rifle damage. But now, for you guys who like to make sniper builds, you guys can run just the 1 piece and get 10% marksman rifle damage and not have to worry about it at all. But that's about it, guys. That's going to be the brand set changes and on what they do, and telling you guys a little bit about them. But make sure you guys subscribe for daily Division 2 content, and I will catch you guys all later.